Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Last time we talked about healing and how you have to take accountability and start running for yourself. This time, me and Kiana are going to talk about how to find your purpose. First of all, purpose isn't actually something you find. I've learned that it's something that reveals itself after you begin to heal and start running from yourself. Your calling, that thing that you've been ignoring, and your passion, that thing you enjoy to do, when you combine them both together, that is your purpose. We're gonna get deep into it. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I have a little question for you at the end. So leave your response in the comments.
Groove of things, and we want to like start you know doing stuff with our life and finding out what our purpose is. So when did you decide to start working on what your purpose is? When did you find out what your purpose was?
Actually, I always kind of knew what my purpose was because I'm an empath and I feel energy from people and I read people really easily. And so I've always had like this healing energy, and I know that I was put here to help people through difficult times. And I feel like that's why I went through so many things, so I would have more empathy for that. But I wasn't as aware before my healing started what I needed to do in order to live out my purpose because I was so distracted.
Yeah. Funny you say that because the same with me. I know that I'm an empath, and I know that I think this is why we are friends.
I think
uh
for you.
I was talking to somebody about you the other day, and they said that you had earth angel energy and dragon energy too. So,
That's a
yeah,
Gemini. That's our duality right there.
did like hard healing, you're saying, and you fine-tuned what you actually wanted to start doing. Um, what are some of the things that are included in your purpose, besides what you already mentioned?
Well, purpose doesn't have to be something big, and that's something I feel like people are misguided about. They think that you have to be out doing this all this big, huge work.
Yeah.
Purpose is what you have to give to the world every day, and the way you do that is being the best version of yourself, I feel like. So I feel like I started walking in my purpose when I started trying to be the best version of myself, because how can I help anybody else and I'm not helping myself first? So that's one of the things that I feel that I've done as far as purpose goes. Also honoring my calling, which was healing, of course,
Yeah.
but following my passion, which is using my words, because I love writing and I've always loved reading, and um, I've always been a voice for people that were meek and they didn't want to say certain things. I've always been that outspoken person. Um, so my passion fuels my purpose. That's how I feel like it.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Every day is basically you're born and you're just walking in your purpose because you're alive, and you don't have to make a big deal about like, oh, I'm going to go out and save the world like a superhero, which is what I used to think. And I used to walk around and think that I had this big purpose like Spider-Man or something.
Right.
But I mean, sometimes it can be like that for empaths, but it's not about saving the world. It's about saving yourself and helping others to find the tools to save themselves as well. I believe
Okay.
that's what basically my purpose is to help out people find their purpose and find healing.
Yes, but we're basically both. Our purposes kind of intermingle and intersect with each other because we are basically trying to help people help themselves. We're not trying to tell them what to do or how to do it. We want them to focus on the things they need to focus on, and to get rid of what they don't need to focus on so that they can also go out and be somebody that is putting something productive out here in the world, because we all are here for a reason.
Yeah.
Some people won't. find out what that reason is, and that's okay too, because that's part of the journey. The whole journey is really just finding your purpose and finding out how to live out that purpose. That's it. And if you don't find it, that's fine. It could be anything, but really look at the things that you enjoy and then look at how those things can help other people. And basically, you have it. It doesn't have to be something grand. And if you don't know, don't feel bad about it. That's something I want you to know. Like, you have to figure it out, and it takes time. And you have to think through a lot of confusion, and, we overthink things, and you have to figure out how to do that. Also, you need to learn how to transmute energy, like the negative energy, turn it into a positive. That's a big thing. And as far as healing goes, with us being empaths, I feel like we learn how not to let people drain us, because we figure out everybody's not our assignment and we can't help everyone. And you learn who to share your energy with and who not to share your energy with, and when to turn it on and turn it off.
Mm, that's a big thing. Yeah. Um, so it kind of ties in with like when you are moving out of your old identity and moving into your new identity, and you're choosing uh, light over darkness, but in a way where you're also integrating the darkness because you have to do that. You can't just ignore it. But
Exactly. I'm sorry to cut
yeah,
you off again, but exactly what you said, and that is a big thing. A lot of times we have good and bad in us. Everybody does. You might say, "Oh, I don't," but it's in there somewhere, and you have to accept the parts of you that you don't like. And that's hard for you to do. And until you accept the parts that you don't like, then it's going to be hard for you to live out your purpose. Like she said, you have to integrate the darkness, which means it doesn't mean that you have to be a bad person or anything like that. But sometimes it's necessary to turn up. Like, you can't always be love and light. Sometimes you have to use that bolder voice, and that's what that darkness, as people call it, is.
yeah,
I mean, it's not you being nasty, it's not you being mean, but sometimes you have to assert yourself. And
yes,
I kind of feel like that's kind of the dark side, as people would say, or as you said earlier. I think you said, somebody said I had dragon energy.
yeah,
That's what that is.
yeah,
And, it has to come out sometimes.
yes. The protective dragon energy, like that's,
Right.
and then there's also the mothering dragon energy too that um is there too, but that's also protective because when you're a mother, you protect your children. So
Exactly.
yeah,
But
it's
also, anything that we love and that's dear to us, we're going to protect it at all costs.
yes,
And so, yes, that's definitely dragon energy. And I will say that that's how I am. I'll go hard for the people that I do care about.
yeah. Same with me. I don't have any children, but if I did, I know I would. But
Right,
I do have my husband, and I see him as my family and like someone I would defend, just like a
right,
child.
right.
But yeah, so when you're coming out of the darkness of healing, you have to kind of like when I was, I don't know, maybe a teenager, I would write poetry and I was writing, you have to hurdle through the darkness to come out into
You
the
have to
light.
find, yeah, you have to find your thing that helps you process stuff. Like, that's what it is. For me, it was writing. For some people it may be art, or some people it may be something with movement. You have to find something that helps you take that energy that you had and you didn't know what to do with, and you clear your mind. That's the best way I could put it. It helps you clear your mind with what you're doing, because you're getting it out in some form.
Yeah. And I've kind of been stepping back from social media just a bit. But because I kind of use like AI a little too much and I want to kind of integrate using AI differently. And I've just been, working on my art and my oracle cards and things like that, and it's kind of helping transmute energy. That's what I do. I do the art stuff and writing and all my music. Find our purpose, and even if we don't find our purpose, what do you think the most important thing to remember is in finding the purpose?
I think the most important thing is when you're trying to find out what it is that you're supposed to do, is not to put so much pressure on yourself about what it is that you're supposed to be doing. I know that sounds contradictory, but
Yeah,
it's not. You have what you need to do is think about what is best for you. Like what is the best version of me? What is me being happy? Okay, once you figure out what makes you happy, then you figure out what what that I'm doing that makes me happy can add to someone else's life. And I know that's hard because, we have become very selfish, but we're not on this planet by ourselves for a reason. We're all here to raise the vibration on the planet. I know that sounds crazy to some of y'all, but it is like, and you can't do that if you are only focusing on you. You have something that somebody else can get help from, even if it's just you telling your story, your testimony, what you've been through. People watch you that you don't even know are watching you. And by the way you're living your life, you're an inspiration to them. Not everybody's a hater or jealous, but they're looking at you and the way you're modeling things and saying, if they can do it, I can do it too. And you're giving them hope. It can be something as simple as that. So remember, being the best version of yourself is more important than anything else, and finding your happiness before you try to help anybody else. That's what I feel.
that's a good point. And I like that you pointed out that raising your vibration and raising the whole vibration of the collective is important too, or
Right,
helping raise it. You can't do it on your own and not fill your own cup up as well. You have to raise
right,
your vibration
right,
first.
right. We're not separate from each other. We're all connected.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people misunderstand don't understand. We are all connected. So you think what happens to them doesn't matter to me, but it might be them today, but it could be you tomorrow, but you never know. But if we change the way that we act out here, then we can change how things are going. And they won't keep going in this direction they're going now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. You have, but it all starts with you. But if you're walking around with I don't care, and then the next person's I don't care, and everybody keeps doing that, then everything's going to keep going in the direction it's going. Change starts with us. We have to start the change.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I've been stepping back from, like politics lately and stuff like that, but I feel like uh sometimes I need to just like say things about it, not like about what's happening, but like maybe help others by raising love instead of fear because a lot of people are feel fearful right now. I just wanted to mention that we don't have to be afraid.
What's going to happen is going to be happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting into this discussion about politics either. What's going to happen is going to happen, but look at the bigger picture, not what is shown to you. Because, like we just talked about AI and things, that they can make you see anything. Think beyond that and think of the bigger picture, and that's all I have to say on that one. If you know,
Yeah.
you know. I'll leave it like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I really like chatting with you because you kind of have like the same exact ideas and about
That's
everything
all.
basically.
That's why we're friends. We are so on sync with a lot of things, and that's one of the things about social media. Like some people are really against social media. Like I love it because it connects you with people that are like minded, and
Mhm.
those people are tribe. And your tribe will find you when you start raising your vibe. They will, but because you're healing and they see that you're on the same thing that they're on, and they'll be drawn to you. So that's why raising your vibe and being your best self, going back to what we were talking about before, is so important because you everything that's not for you will start falling off and people that align with you will find you. And like we found each other. There's a billion people on the internet, but we connected and we became friends and here we are.
Yep. That's pretty much how it happens. You start wanting better for yourself after, being in healing for so long. And then you start raising your vibration, and then like the bad stuff falls off, and then you find your purpose, or you work towards finding your purpose, and things just seem to align.
Well, I really enjoyed this and I want to leave the audience with a question. What do you feel like your calling is? I'm not even asking you what you feel like your purpose is, but what do you feel like that you've been running from? Because we all have had that voice telling us something we're supposed to do that we haven't done because either we felt like we weren't ready or we just were like, no, I'm not doing that. I want to ask you guys, what do you think it is? And leave it in the comments.
All right. I hope you have a great day.
I hope you guys have a great day and you too, Kiana.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.